Did you really think this wouldn't happen? Did you really think Jimmy Butler was only going to be average?
Jemski's always better with a ball handler. And that pass! D. Curry push. Butler touchdown!
Jimmy Butler just reminded the entire NBA who he is. He reminded them why it was a huge mistake to allow him to be traded to the Golden State Warriors. With a 13-2 record since the trade, Jimmy Butler has moved the Warriors from the 10th seed, actually no, the 11th seed, I forgot, all the way up to the 6th seed. From being out of the playoffs to now being championship contenders. This is what Jimmy Butler just did. Number one, Jimmy Butler brought back the Warriors mentality. Let's be honest, the Warriors lost their confidence. After losing KD, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole, then losing Jonathan Kuminga to injury, their confidence, their personality, their toughness, all gone until Jimmy Butler came. And Jimmy Butler became the new leader of the Golden State Warriors. It used to be Draymond Green, but Draymond has gotten old. Everybody gets old. But Jimmy Butler is their new and better leader, making sure everyone is playing defense, making sure everyone is playing like a team. Because that's what the Warriors mentality was. It was about winning basketball games, doing whatever it takes to win. Now, every single team feels pressure when they are playing against the Golden State Warriors. Teams used to be afraid when they played the Golden State Warriors in their best days. And now they are afraid again. Because when the Warriors have a real leader, they are the scariest team in basketball. But Jimmy Butler did something even more important. Number two, Jimmy Butler unlocked Steph Curry. Just listen to this. Before the trade, Steph Curry was scoring 17 points, 13 points, 14 points. After the Jimmy Butler trade, you want to see his numbers? 40 points, 32, 56 points. Steph Curry is back, all because of Jimmy Butler. Because before the trade, Steph Curry was getting double teamed. He had zero help on offense. And that is not how the Warriors used to win back in the day. Every year the Warriors were a contender. Klay Thompson was having 30-point games. Kevin Durant was scoring 40 points. Those guys were taking pressure off of Steph Curry. And that is exactly what Jimmy Butler has done. Dude, Jimmy Butler is a threat on offense. He can score every way. His fadeaway mid-range shot is disgusting. He attacks the basket like a monster. He has an underrated three-point shot. Do you know how much that changes a team when you have a player that comes in and can score every single way? That's unguardable. He is one of the most underrated offensive players in the entire NBA. When he wants to score 40, Jimmy Butler will score 40, believe me. But what he's doing right now is so smart. He's taking all the attention and letting the other guys score, letting Steph Curry have 56-point games. Everyone on the team is getting open shots because of Jimmy Butler, because of one guy, bro. And now the Warriors, they all have hope of winning a championship. Steph Curry just recently said, I like where we are right now. I think we have what it takes to get there. And he's talking about a championship to get to the NBA Finals. Draymond called Jimmy Butler a franchise changer. That's like the biggest compliment in the world. And even the coach, Steve Kerr, after Jimmy Butler carried the Warriors to a win against the Rockets, Steve Kerr said this: Jimmy, he's a real deal. Just a complete basketball player. And now that they are all unlocked, now that they all have hope, they are playing differently. And they are excited for the playoffs. Because number three, Jimmy Butler has the entire NBA terrified of playoff Jimmy. There's a reason he has that nickname. No player I have ever seen in my life improves in the playoffs like Jimmy Butler does. It's not just me. Ask any NBA player, they will say the same thing. The reason Jimmy Butler is terrifying in the playoffs is he does the same thing he does now. being a leader, having a defensive mentality, but he also turns into an offensive beast. When right now he's having 15-point games, in the playoffs he has 40-point games like it's nothing. He turns into a different animal. In 2020, when Jimmy Butler was on the Heat, they were playing against the Bucks. The Heat barely made the playoffs, and the Bucks were the #1 team in the league. They just won a championship the season before. Jimmy Butler took that average team and they beat the #1 seed Bucks. Then in the next round, they beat the #3 seed Boston Celtics. Jimmy Butler led them to the NBA Finals. And even though they lost in the finals to the Lakers, he had a 40-point triple-double. One of the best NBA Finals performances in history by a player. Last year, Jimmy Butler had 56 points against the Bucks to beat them in Game 3. Once again, the Heat were the 8th seed and the Bucks were the #1 seed. He turns into a robot during the playoffs. Why is he so much better? Because when everyone else is getting nervous in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler doesn't. And he gets better. When everyone else is getting tired because it's been a long series, Jimmy Butler doesn't get tired. Greg, what do you mean tired? In the playoffs, it's not about one game. You are playing a 7-game series, another 7-game series. By the time you've made it to the finals, you've played 4 7-game series. But no player has energy like Jimmy Butler. So when it gets to Game 7 and you are exhausted, you just want to get home. Oh bro, Jimmy Butler, he's just warmed up. I promise you, every single NBA team is praying that they do not play the Warriors. And my final point, and maybe most important one, Jimmy Butler has made the Warriors clutch again. Forget the bad teams, guys. Forget the Wizards, all of that. Focus on the top teams. When they play against each other, good team against good team, it almost always comes down to the last 5 minutes. It's almost always coming down to clutch time. And Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, is not one of, the most clutch player in the NBA right now. Before the trade, the Warriors were losing a lot of close games. They weren't getting blown out. They were losing by 2, by 3, by 4. After the trade, the Warriors are winning those close games by 2, by 3, by 5. Every single close game they have won with Jimmy Butler. And NBA teams are seeing that. They are seeing that the Warriors, and specifically Jimmy Butler, are closing out games. So guess what? When teams now play the Warriors and the clock goes to 5 minutes, they are scared. Because they know they are clutch. They know Jimmy Butler is clutch. And what are they gonna think? Here we go again. When a team loses that confidence, they're done. Some teams are great, but the best teams are great and scary. And Jimmy Butler has made the Golden State Warriors terrifying.